It's Thursday, 11 o'clock. It's time for this week's Watch Drop. But it really feels like these drops are getting better and better each week. And I didn't think we'd be able to beat last week's, but this one's absolutely right up there. There's so much to talk about, but I'm going to focus on a few bits and then deep dive into 4 absolute grails. So starting off, this is a full gold Datejust Rolex, obviously, with an Onyx dial. I know they do this watch in a day-date form, but if you really want to sort of maximize that view of the Onyx dial, this is the one to go for. It's absolutely wonderful. We've got a ultra-thin Audemars Piguet Neo Vintage with the original buckle. And when I say ultra-thin, I mean ultra-thin. That is 4mm. Absolutely brilliant. And some of these lugs can get a little bit tatty, but this to me looks as sharp as when it left Geneva. We've got a couple of Bulgaris. We've got an Octo Finissimo in a high polish ceramic, but quite interestingly, we've got its sort of sister watch, which is the Octa, and I think it's called a Solotempo, but it's slightly thicker case. Where it wins over on the Octo Finissimo is the colour of that dial. I mean, it sort of goes with my jacket, but wow, it's a sort of petrol blue. Amazing thing. Oh, and one other watch that I haven't seen before until this one. This is a Royal Oak in 36mm. But it's the Time for Trees Foundation, a limited edition of 450 pieces. And I think I've seen photos of this watch before, but never really seen it in the metal. And I did think until now that tree might be a little bit too much, but it's absolutely brilliant. I like the way that it sort of adds to that petit tapisserie finish. It's really, really cool. Very, very nice watch. So now I'm going to jump into the main course. This week we've got 4 watches that are drool-worthy, alone grail-worthy. I'm going to start with the 6262. Why is this so special? Well, it's got a Paul Newman dial. The 6262 actually is a very rare version of the Daytona. We've had a 6239 Paul Newman before. This one actually was manufactured for only 6 to 9 months, according to the serial numbers. So it's a really rare interpretation. It's got the pump pushers versus the screw down pushers that you've seen in other vintage Daytonas that we've had listed recently. And obviously we've got the black dial with the white subdials, still retaining those amazing indices. The fonts are just perfect. Why particularly is this one grail worthy? Well, apart from just being absolutely incredible, it is an original owner piece. And I don't think there are many of those left in the world. The chap that we're selling this on the behalf of has owned this watch since 1975, and we've still got the till receipt from that time. And I'd love to ask the question, if you can answer in the comments, how much you think that till receipt was for back in 1975. I think you'll be really surprised to hear the answer. Amazing watch, original papers, original box, and till receipt. Moving on, this is a watch that just makes me smile. It's the 5711 1R. That is to say, it's rose gold on a full rose gold bracelet. Now, it's a bit showy, but I love that. If you want to really let people know that you are doing all right, then this is the watch to do it. I love the brown dial. I love the full rose gold case bracelet, the subtle changes in finish from polished to brushed. One of the things that you get with this rose gold piece, with the full gold bracelet, is you get a real balance on the wrist. It's unlike watches where you have a full gold case but not the bracelet. They can feel a little bit top heavy sometimes. This one doesn't. This is so thin, so comfortable, little bit of heft, but wow, what a watch. Love that. Every bit of Nautilus you'd ever need. Moving on. FP Journe Octa Calendrier 38mm platinum. Now, I have said in the past that I'm on the fence about FP Journe. The values are insane, but when you look at something like this, I think it's undeniable. It's got so much more about it than some other brands we're seeing on the table. There's a real design flair to it. It's a really special watch for a couple of reasons. It's obviously discontinued. 38mm, I think, is the size that they should go back to. It has a retrograde date, has an annual calendar complication, blued hands, which are that lovely sort of teardrop shape to them, which is very synonymous with FP Journe. And on the back, I love this fact. Up until 2005, they used to stamp the year of manufacture of the case on the back. So here we can see it's from 2005. It's just a nice little, I guess, Easter egg for conversations when you go and meet other watch collectors. Really like it. Very early example, not a brass movement, but beautifully finished in gold. For me, that's an absolute winner. Last watch I want to zoom in on is this very special Omega first watch in space in platinum. This was brought out when the Calibre 321 was reintroduced, and they've done that execution in steel. But this one was brought out as a really limited run in platinum. Not only platinum, but with a gloss black dial with meteorite subdials. There's something so cool about watches made for space exploration with meteorite subdials. It's just, I guess it's quite poetic. But certainly if you're playing Speedmaster top trumps, I don't know whether there's one that gets much higher up the tree than this. It packs such a punch. It's really heavy and it just sings. I would love this thing. Wow. Very, very cool watch. So that wraps up another incredible drop. Nearly £1 million again. And I've really just skimmed the surface on a few of my favourites. So do go, hit the website, check it out. Lots of vintage, modern, really special watches this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.